Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Deep Ball, Keenan, Curran, Samuel Akem. We are joined by a very, very special guest, Mr. Patterson, Willie Patterson. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. Blessed.
There we go,
Hey,
baby. Thank you for joining us, Willie. Really, some good topics we're going to talk about today, and we're going to talk about many things in your football career. But
Yeah.
I wanted to start off. Sam don't know because he's from Oklahoma, right? But we're
Right.
going to take it all the way back to
Oh, we.
Franklin Pierce, man, where you
Oh,
started as a
yeah.
quarterback. Talk about a little bit of like what being a Tacoma kid means to you.
It just means having grit, a little chip on your shoulder. All right, right? You
Yeah,
have that Seattle Big Brother vibe where it's like we're the town and they're the city. So you already have that matchup there. So you kind of grow up knowing like, okay, we're a little undersized, we're also underlooked. So that was kind of what made me growing up. And then also my stature. When I grew up, I was never the big guy at any time in my life. You know, you usually have some guys that were big in little league and then they pan out by the time they get to college. I was little from the day I got, you know what I mean? So that kind of
yeah.
made me who I was, just being that underdog and having that grit coming from the city.
love that, dog.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
Keenan acting like man, never mind. Being that you
Right.
played QB in high school, being that you played QB in high school and amassed over 8,000 yards and 90 touchdowns on offense, 5K plus throwing, and over 2K on the ground. Did you
Yeah,
have aspirations of playing QB in college?
a
And
hundred
like,
percent. I
did
wanted to
anybody look at
so
you?
bad.
Did you get any offers or anything?
I had POU wanted me to play quarterback. But
Okay.
besides that, I only had Central Washington wanted me to play receiver, and then
Yeah.
Montana State had me as an athlete. They didn't
Yeah.
really want me as a DB or receiver just yet. But yeah, I really that's one of my things I wish I could have done was maybe went JUCO and probably just played quarterback and just had
Yeah.
some fun with it, you know.
Yeah,
Did
absolutely,
was
man.
part of you like you looked at what Tommy did and you were like, man, like I could have
Bruh.
done that.
Bro, my first year playing is Troy. Troy's my quarterback. Troy Anderson. I'm like, yo, I can do
Yeah.
this. I can
Yeah,
say QB power. Not like him. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I could have been what he did, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
literally the 3, 4 years of my whole college career, it's like I had a dual threat. And I'm like, man, I was out there dual threating it up. But
I was
yeah.
that. That was
I
me
was
right
that.
there.
I don't know if I would have, I have no clue if I would have panned out to what they were, but
Yeah, right.
man, I think I if I would have gave myself a shot, I would have been able to play somewhere.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was watching the tape too. I was like, yeah, you was getting out of there too. I mean,
Hey,
it's
hey.
crazy to like play with a quarterback. They were like, man, he was a dual threat quarterback, and I was doing these same things, if not more, in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what hurt kind of because I'm like, man, I'm over here just catching bubbles, just RPOing, and I'm like, man, watching this quarterback run, I'm like, man, I know I could do this, but I, it was something that I don't know. I think it was maybe a blessing in disguise because I was able to
Absolutely.
be, used in a way different way that I had no idea I could be. I didn't
Yep.
play receiver one lick until I got to Montana State. I didn't know how to
Yeah.
block. I didn't know how to catch really
Raw
catch
as
like that. I
hell.
thought I had hands, but I really did not have hands for real.
Yeah,
So I had to
yeah,
really change and kind of grow in that receiver realm, which kind of, helped everything.
yeah.
I never asked you this, Keenan, but did you ever like did you want to play quarterback in college ever?
Nah, cause I couldn't throw the ball.
No, they
My
was
bad.
running that thing in high school over there at
We was
Fed.
ready,
They was
bro.
running that thing.
We used to before every pass play, we used to call something that like there was a flat because they
Yeah.
knew the first pass I threw was gonna be in the dirt. They just knew it. They were like, throw the flat, it's gonna hit the ground, it's gonna hit the ground, and then we'll get going. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
anything intermediate, no sir. No sir.
So,
So
so Willie, you talked about your first snaps at receiver were in college. What
Yeah.
was that like? Like, what was those growing pains like when you first got to college? Like, how did you? What was those
Well,
first couple years like?
hey man, the hardest thing that I realize is like having to make guys miss that I don't see, right? Like
Yeah,
I've never had to look at the ball and not see the defense. I've always
yeah.
yeah.
been able to see all 11, where
Mm-hmm.
everybody at, where everybody going. Now I'm catching a curl. I got to know there's a linebacker right here, there's a safety coming down to
Yeah,
take my hip off. Like I got to be able to that was kind of the thing that I struggle with was like the yak part of it. I was just possession catch get down. That was kind of my
yeah.
thing. And then the blocking, that was probably we ran the
And
heck
you
out of
playing
the
in
ball.
Montana State. You playing in
We
Montana
ran the
State.
ball, baby. So I had to dig out some Sam backers, some ends, and I'm sitting here getting thrown. I'm getting
Oh
hip
my
tossed, and
gosh.
I'm like, hold on, how do I block? But then that was one of the biggest things is my coach told me it was 90% will, 10% technique. And once I figured that
Absolutely.
out, I was like, okay, what if I just be like a bat out of hell and just put my forehead on his forehead and just hope for the best? And that honestly,
Absolutely.
that's all I really needed to do.
Bro,
Besides, yeah. You know what I mean?
blocking is just
So,
want to, bro. Like it's just want to. Like it's just
it
effort.
really
Like
is.
coaches can coach it up, and obviously there's technique with your hands and your feet and keep your feet moving. But like, bro, you just gotta want to do it. You just gotta
Right?
want to do it, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
That was probably the
Absolutely.
thing is blocking and then having to do something with the ball in my hands after I caught it. Right? Playbook came
Yeah.
easy, routes kind of
Yep.
came easy, but it was like, okay, how can I now be that elite receiver rather than just like everybody else can come out here and catch,
Absolutely.
So then, question off of that, because you talked about like being able to see all 11. Do you feel like that's what made you dynamic in the return game? Is like, hey,
100%.
I can catch the ball and see. Okay.
Yep. And when
Yeah.
I got back there with a return, it felt like home in a sense of like, okay, I'm in control now. I can set it
Yep.
up, I can weave it, and then hit it, right?
See
But
all
then
22, 21. I can see all 21 players on
exactly,
the field.
right? So like
Yep.
that helped in my return game. But besides that, it took me about maybe 2-3 years to really figure out how to maneuver through a defense after I get the ball in my hands for real.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was there a moment that you feel like at Montana State that you were like, hey, I have some confidence in this now? Like, I'm confident as a person, right?
Yeah.
Especially off of what you did in high school, but like playing receiver, was there a moment where you're like, okay, yeah, I could do this?
It was probably my freshman year. I know my sophomore year, my redshirt freshman year is where like I came into spring ball and I was balling out versus the ones. I got to start as a redshirt freshman and I'm like, hold on, I might be kind of nice. And then my first 5 or 6 games, I'm getting like 3-4 catches, like 30, 40 yards. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, like little bubbles, little
Yeah.
outs, little ends. I'm like, hold
Yeah.
on now, like I might get a little
Yeah.
feel for this. And then, unfortunately I got hurt, but it was like, man, bro, being out there at receiver, I didn't really realize like a 4 to 5 catch game is good. I'm used to just
Yeah.
touching the ball
As a
50
young kid, for
times,
sure. Yep.
like as a young dude, like 3-4 catches, I'm sitting there like, I wish I had more, but like that's a good game. And it was hard for me to wrap my head around that. But once I kind of realized like, oh, that's my role. A couple bubbles, maybe a dig, maybe an out for a first down, and that's a good day because we're gonna run it the next 40 plays,
Yep. Yep.
Bro,
Sorry,
that's
we were handing that
crazy.
thing off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about that because I didn't play, thank God I didn't play in a system like that in college. But in high school, I did. We ran it 40, 50 times a game. And when we were going to pass it, it was going to be play action. And I was going to get 3 to 4 catches a game. What was that like? How was that mindset shift of like, okay, even though I'm switching to receiver, I am not ever going to be the focal point of this offense. What was that mentality? How was dealing with that?
It was selfless. Like I became real selfless with the game. I was figuring out how ways to like have that key block be the one. Like I wanted to show up on film running down the field trying to catch my running back or spring that 60-yard run. And like the cool thing was we were really detailed at receiver to where we could count the line of scrimmage and be like, oh, you guys are outnumbered. This QB counter's gonna hit for 60 right now if I get this backer. And I'm looking like, uh-oh. And next thing you know, hike, and I'm just blocking, waiting to hear the crowd. And next thing you know, Tommy. Like,
see, that's
right,
crazy.
There we go.
That's crazy for you to say that because even like I never thought about the game like that. Like I didn't start thinking about the game like that until I got out of the game. Like counting the numbers in the box and knowing like where the like all of it, like for you as a receiver to see it like that. And it makes sense because of the offense you're playing in. But that just shows how different offenses ask of different things of players, like you need to know that, hey, I am the spring block right here. Like I got to get this block on this counter or this play ain't gonna be what it's supposed to be, man. That's crazy.
I've had a couple guys like when I come, when they came to like visits and stuff, I'd be like, yo, just so you know, if you're playing receiver here, like just so you know, you ain't gonna get what
this
you
ain't
think,
that.
fam. Like I know you nice, but like you're not gonna get what you want. Like if you really want to play receiver, don't like come here in a sense. Like it's a little different vibe here. You're gonna have to kind of get it out the mud a little bit. Third down, go catch that play action deep ball. you know. So yeah, it's so.
But
funny
you're gonna win
talking.
though. You're gonna win.
You're gonna win by 40, but you're gonna have
You
3
gonna
4
win.
catches for about 30 yards. You good.
Yeah. But there's something to that, right? Like me and Sam talk with many of the guests that we have from Montana State. We don't have a winning record against those guys. And you do, right? You can say like, yeah. I put my mark on that, right? And so there's something to be said about like sacrificing a little bit, especially as a receiver, for the greater good of the team, for the greater good of just like, yo, I had a great experience because I won. I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then now look, you got Taco. You got all these receivers now that you're thinking of receivers when you think about Montana State a little bit now. You know, it's like that. I think we kind of bridge that gap of like, yo, yeah, these receivers can kind of go. You got Lance and then me and a couple guys that were kind of producing where it's like, hold on. And then now it's cool for the Tacos to get loose. And, you know, we're looking on third downs, first and second down. We're passing that thing now. We're slinging it around.
Shit, the national championship was won on a catch, a touchdown catch.
Come on. Money on the line. Montana State's throwing the rock? What? What? Come on, baby.
Zero coverage. I always say zero coverage is criminal.
So I've talked to a few former players. Did you ever play with Connor Sullivan?
Yep. Sully? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I was in Three Forks with my job a couple of weeks ago, and he was just talking about the stress that he was going through during the game and about how, like, you know, he thought that they were gonna, you know, fumble, like not literally fumble the ball, but he just thought they were gonna fumble the game away. What were your emotions? Because you said you were in Nashville.
Yes.
So what were your emotions kind of watching that and going through it?
I prayed maybe 50 times during that thing. Because, you know, man, you're sitting in the stands and you're watching this shit slip. You're like, hold on.
You can't
the
do
momentum's
nothing.
gone. We're over here false starting. You know, I'm sitting here like, yo, we're finna sell. We're finna sell. And I came here all the way. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here like, I was a little salty that they won, but I'm also like, yeah, those are my bros. Like, I'm, you know, but like,
there's a little bit of that.
Like, no way, bro. Yeah, it was the funniest thing. I'm sitting there, I'm praying. I'm with Lance and James Campbell. We're in the stands, and I'm sitting there praying. Everybody's standing, and I'm praying. And I have this dude next to me, old dude. He taps me on the shoulder. Oh, look, he's got a little Crown, little bottle, this big. He's like, here, take this. You good. And he gave me a little shooter. I said, man, what's your name? He's like, oh, I played on the rodeo team, 1972 national champion. Show me his ring. I'm like, thank you, brother. Boom, standing up, you know, and then we was back rolling, you know. It was like he helped me in that moment knowing, hey, you good. I know you stressed, but we got this. Believe. And that was my first time ever being in the stands for a football game, actually. So I'm sitting here like hearing the fans like, come on, throw it. Like, you know, they're like, I'm like, yo, relax. They got blitz. They're like, you know, like, relax. But yeah, it was good, man. I love being there. That was one of the best moments of my life, for real.
For sure. I can believe it, man. And you, on the flip side, you don't want to be the team that fumbles it, because we talk about 2018 a lot. That wild game when like we were up at half and then just fumbled it. So I'm glad that at least one person on this call feels the other side of not like, hey, we finished the deal, right? So,
like Junior was on last week, and he was talking about how serious I was in 2021 when we won at home, and he came to me at halftime and we was up and all this, and he's trying to have a party. I'm like, bro, you need to stay locked in. This game, this is a four-quarter football game.
You know how these games get. These games get crazy.
Sick. Sick, man.
No, I always tell people about Keenan's catch, bro. That was a crazy ass, bro. Your 2 catches you had, the little sideline, and then the one-hander over Buddy. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. They out there going crazy. And they could not stop your ass up the seam. I'm like, yo, somebody get him.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a crazy ass game. And I wasn't even playing, and I felt like I played. I was sweating.
That game was so fun. Until it wasn't.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't want to talk about it too much.
It's all good.
It's the good thing, Willie, is we can laugh about it now. But at that time and in the next like 2-3 years,
how long did it take for you to get to laugh about it?
Oh, fam.
Shit.
Till 2021, till I won. Then it became funny. Before then, it wasn't funny at all. It wasn't funny at all. Like, yo, it hurt, bro. It hurt because Willie, you got to understand, bro. Like, we literally watched it slowly, and it wasn't like you guys just ran over us in the second half. Like, it was a competitive second half, but we just slowly watched it trickle away. And it hurts more. I know Keenan will agree with me here. When you had a really good game, like you had a really good game, And it doesn't matter. It does not freaking matter when that score is 29-25, whatever it was at the end. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Nobody cares. They're going to remember the fumble. And obviously, people who watch really do remember the performances. But, like, man, yo.
They're going to remember the miracle in the season.
Yeah.
And that's what it's known for. And, like, it's great that you have some, feeling of like, oh, I had a good game. But I think it hurts because we felt like, hey, at the end of the game, you went to someone that was young and not proven. And we felt like, we're having a good game, like try. But all in all, I think I started to get over it probably in 2023 when I went to the brawl and we won. Yeah, and it was like we dominated. So that was the first time that I was like, okay, I'm over it. Like it is what it is. So shit, 5 years, that was crazy. I'm embarrassed. Trying to stay on a little bit. So we talked about wide receiver is such a detailed position. What part of your game did you work hardest to refine in college?
I think my hands and my route running for sure, but I think it was my hands. I think there were certain angles that I was uncomfortable with, right? Like my left hand on top on a slant this way versus this way, or my over the shoulder on this side versus this side. Like I had different like discrepancies to where I didn't feel comfortable and I would drop them. Like I remember I dropped one in Western Illinois where it was the left hand over the top. It was a tough catch. And I'm like, yo, this was on ESPN2. That one hurt me. Like that one, I heard the whole crowd go, one of them, like that one hurts, bro. So like I had to get my hands completely like to the tee to where my coach used to say, that's the easy part is the catch. Getting the play, getting out the huddle, lining up right, knowing how to get open, all that's hard. The catch, though, that's something you do a million times. And I'm like, oh, shit, And but, like, I think that was detrimental to me because I never grew up playing receiver. So I didn't have that moment when I was little, maybe sixth grade, and dropped that over the shoulder in the little league championship. My team, it was D1 football. You need to be ready to catch the rock, Willie. And I'm like, hold on. Let me get on this jug machine, right? And shout out to my older, the older guys in my room. We stayed on that jug machine. We lived by it. And I think that's what helped me.
It's like what Coach Pease used to say, Keenan. It's like you got her on the date, you took her home, you got her on the date, you took her out, you did everything. But then when you got to the doorstep, you couldn't even get her into the house. Like, come on, fam. Like you just gotta finish the job. You just gotta finish the job.
All the stuff that's before, that's the hard stuff, right?
Man, even getting the date, getting the number, all of it.
Yeah, that is, man. Go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Keenan.
No, I was just gonna ask that next question, but you got it.
Yeah. Is there somebody or a few people that you point to as having a major impact on your development as an athlete in your time, both in high school and at Montana State? So, like, you can talk about somebody in high school who had a huge impact on you, and then in college at Montana State who had a huge impact.
I think in high school, definitely FSP, Forest Sports Performance. Place in Bellevue. I think you guys talked about it already a little bit, but that was one of the biggest things that changed my career. Just being surrounded about guys that were either at that level and either higher in the NFL, and it kind of rose you to the occasion of like, oh, I'm kind of nice. Like I need to be working out like these dudes. I need and that kind of helped me rise my game. But then I got to a very room. I don't know if you guys remember Mitch Herbert and Kevin Cassis. Those dudes are one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around in my life. So like when I got there, it's like 1,000 jugs a week. Like we're sitting there on the off season on the jug machine every day. And I'm like,
those are good vets to have, man.
And that was one of the things that rose because I'm like, Kevin was a walk-on. That was a huge, he was a walk-on turned all conference receiver. So it was like, he was able to show me exactly how to work out and exactly how to fit in to this running program, but be ready on that third down, So that was, I think Kevin Cassis and Mitch Herbert were really huge. FSP was big. And then I think that accountability system we had throughout Montana State of just like guys were working hard and you wanted to beat the guy next to you. And then the guy next to you wanted to beat him as well. Right. So that was we were always trying to outdo one of another. If it was in the weight room, if it was in pull-ups, if it was in sprints after, we were trying to outwork everybody. So it kind of rose our level of play throughout the years I was there.
Absolutely. So I want to ask another question about that. Your time at Montana State, obviously you were there from the Choate days to the vegan days. Talk a little bit about what was the differences between Choate and vegan, and then also what was that transition like going from Choate to vegan?
Okay, so first off, Choate, player coach through and through.
Yep.
Through and through. He's gonna pull you aside and it don't even feel like a coach is talking to you, right? He's gonna ask you how your family is, check in with you. And it was more like if you messed up, you let him down. Like you let him down as a man, With vegan, it's like you let the team down. Like it was more just like he was just the guy up here watching everything and just making sure everything was smooth rather than pulling you aside and saying, "Hey, how you doing, Willie?" It was more just you get your catches in today? Okay, bet. I'll see you at practice. Like it was more just like, what are you doing for me now? And how can you make me
Business.
win football
Business.
games? And if you're not helping me win football games, why are we being cordial? Like, you know what I mean? In a sense, like, I don't really need to be buddy-buddy with you if you're not the one producing for me out there. But Choate was a complete opposite. He cared about you from your family to your cousins. He still texts me today. He like I had a brother die in high school, and he still texts me on that day like, "Hey, looking out, man. Praying for you. Hope you're doing good." Like that's the stuff that's the difference between Choate. And then from the transition, I think it was so smooth because vegan already. I think we're going to the Natty without vegan. I swear, it did not matter. We were going because what we felt that year with Cho and how he left us in a sense, we were like, oh, bet. Like, you want to leave? All right, watch this. So, like, Vegan just came in and rode the coattails a little bit until now he's had his class. But I think we were really setting ourselves up already before Vegan was there to do something special. Because that culture was finally set in stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
So go ahead, Keenan.
It was. I just feel like it's almost serendipitous, right? Like you have a coach that, especially after the Ash days, and like I'm a little bit aware of them, but like you have a coach that comes in and galvanizes a roster, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna fight for each other. We're brothers. I care about you guys. You guys care about me." And then like elevates this team to this, and then he leaves, and a coach comes in who is coming from a program that's like it's all about the program, right? Like North Dakota State you are letting the team down because we are a history of success. And so it was perfect to get Choate to come in and like galvanize you guys as a unit. And then Vegan come in and say like, okay, I'm going to take this to the next level with like the program and the standard. And like, now I can have these standards of, hey, you're letting the team down because now we are this is our new standard. And it seemed to work. Like,
like we were super big on like, accountability, toughness and stuff like that. But when Vegan came in, he's like, yo, middle eight, he's like turnover ratio, red zone percentage. We're sitting there like, yo, if we're not hitting these numbers, we're not going to win. So we were focused literally on winning, how to win games. Simple, a simple product of how to win football games rather than all this culture building, all this. Y'all did that already. Now, how can we now put this product on the field to win? So it was like straight, like black and white, how to play football and win. You know what I mean?
When you talked about the transition of Choate leaving and how you guys as players kind of took that, was part of the reason that you guys felt the way you did was because of the way Coach Choate was. So like he did take the time to develop relationships. He did take the time to care about you. He did take the time, like all that mattered to him, for you guys. So when he left, was it kind of just like, man, like you were like a father figure to me. Like, how are you just gonna like do us like that?
100%. I remember like for like the first couple months we were like horns down because he was going to Texas, But then eventually we were like, you know what? We thank you for what you did. You definitely helped us as a team and as a culture because before Choate, man, I've heard it was some real bad stuff going on at Montana State. He gets there and literally cuts the whole team in half like, yo, I need dudes that want to be here, and then sets the standard, brought a bunch of dudes in from the, Pacific Northwest, starts bringing some Texas dudes in, and you start building that group, a little Florida kids. You're like, oh, okay. And that kind of thing.
I see.
Once Choate kind of brought us, because like we didn't want to let Choate down, but also our teammates in a sense, like, because we were so tight. We focused on team building almost every other week. Like we knew each other from the back of our hands. So like that what kind of helped us propel. So when Vegan came in, we just needed somebody to guide the boat. It was already going to be shipped somewhere,
Yep.
That's up.
Heck yeah, bro.
You go ahead, Keenan. Did you have one?
Yeah, so this is kind of more on like, and it probably is in the same vein of all of this, but we heard from Lance, who just actually, congrats to Lance, unretired today.
Congratulations.
Sure.
That's huge. That's huge.
But about how instrumental you were in his development as a receiver, do you feel like being a leader was something that was just ingrained in you from your days as a quarterback, or something that you maybe got from, like, I'm not saying FSP, I would say probably being a quarterback more than FSP, but like, talk through that a little bit, like how you kind of leaned into that role in your receiver room.
I think that was one of the biggest things was me being a quarterback. From third grade, I knew I had to be the commander of the offense. My dad was my coach, so he's telling me, everything's on you. Bad throws on you, good throws on you. You know what I mean? We lose, it's on you. We win, it's on you. So like, I kind of built that up throughout high school, and then also in my high school, I was kind of that guy. So I kind of needed to be that leadership group. But then I get to Montana State and I got, a linebacker maybe be the captain of the team. And you got these captains and older guys that are leaders, but you don't just lose that leadership. So I just started to lead in certain other areas, maybe through extra conditioning or extra work after, or maybe extra time in the, in the room, going through plays, stuff like that. I think that's kind of where I showed my leadership until I had my own room, right? Once Lance left, it was like, oh, wow, this is my room now. Like, these are my guys. I'm the senior. I got to bring these guys up to this level of standard of play that I've been taught from Mitch, Kevin, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, now I get to be that guy that can be like, hey, guys, let's go. I was kind of quiet a little bit, but now I'm like, hey, come on, y'all. Let's get on this line. Let's do this stuff, right? Holding guys a little bit more accountable. So, yeah, I would definitely attribute to being a quarterback growing up.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about the transition going from quarterback to receiver, going to college, of like the physical transition of learning the position and the nuances. But what was that like? You just talked about it as a quarterback. You're used to being the leader. What was that like going to college? And then now you're listening to the quarterback. You're not the leader. You're not, you're not the voice,
That was hard. It was hard. And also too, like I've been, like you said, I had 50 something touchdowns my senior year to go into where like, I don't need that production here for us to win games. And I'm sitting here like, yo, how do I not be the guy? And we win. That stuff, that was mentally hard for me to check out in a sense and be ready for those 3 to 4 plays. Out of 60 plays, I needed to be ready. So mentally, it was really tough for me to be like locked in, running guys off, run off. Here goes. Here's the fade ball. Finally,
play,
like I'm sitting here working releases all day. Finally, for that 3rd down and 7, man, I'm telling you, that was probably the
I don't
hardest
even
thing.
think about that piece of it, man. Like I'm working all these releases. I'm only getting to use this motherfucker like 3-4 times in a game. I'm like,
oh, what? I already knew, coach, and literally our coach Beauty at the time was like, guys, I know you guys understand we're going to run the ball. But when our number's called, be ready.
Gotta be ready.
And I'm like, damn, and next you feel it. It's 3rd and 5. They're running 8-man in the box. It's cover 0. Willie, win. It's like, all right, got you, coach.
Willie, that makes the drops way worse because it's like, they only throwing it to me 3-4 times.
Or just imagine or just a bad rep. He got you on that release, and you're like, it's like, I could have had a better rep there.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, that takes so much more mental toughness, and like, not to discredit our system at Montana when we were there, but it's like, we knew we was getting 50 passes a game.
I'm gonna get at least 7 or 10 targets this game.
I'm gonna get the next one. Like, bro. Like, I vividly remember the first half against Montana State 2017. I probably had 4 drops. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's cool. I'll come back in the second half. So kudos to you, man. Like, literally, hats off to you. Can't take it off too long. I'm going thin. But hats off to you for like that just mental adversity that you were resilient through, and just I don't know, just being ready, man. Like there's some
absolutely
kudos to that, because I don't think enough young players have that mentality of just being ready all the time.
Have to be, man.
Yeah. Question for you. So you talk about adversity. How did you handle adversity, whether it be injuries, depth chart battles, or tough losses, although there were few, during your time at Montana State?
Honestly, I leaned on my brothers out there, man. We were really close. I broke both of my collarbones in college. So 2018, I snapped my right one playing against Weber. Got back 6 weeks healthy. 6 weeks, and then we're playing NDSU first round. Trey Lance, Christian Watson. You guys know what happened, right?
Oh my goodness.
So the next year, I'm going into 2018. What is that? 2018, maybe? Yeah, 2018.
19.
Maybe 19. Yeah, you're 19. Yeah, 2019.
Yep.
Played Texas Tech. Got like 4 catches, 60 yards. I'm like, oh yeah,
You feeling good?
This is it. This is it. Week 2, play SEMO. I'm catching a low. We run mesh. I'm the under. The quarterback throws it behind me, so like I reach back, and then next thing you know, I'm facing the dude that's trailing, and I kind of get torqued, bang, bust my left one, and I'm like, no way. And I was done. I swear to God, I was done. I was in the field house like, I'm over this. And then my family was there, and my dad was like, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. Your story's not over. You know. And we're coming from where every level I've been at, I've been kind of the guy. I've been good. And I haven't done that yet. I had a little stint 2018, got hurt. A little stint 2019, got hurt. So I'm like, I know I'm about to break out, but I don't know when or where. Like, and I was over it. And then some of the guys were like, yo, Willie, continue to work, bro. Like, we love you. You know what I mean? Continue to work out. They were supporting me. They were trying to, just get me back on the field as soon as I can. The staff was great. Everybody believed in my abilities, maybe even if I didn't believe in them. And that kind of helped me get back to where, like, you know what? If I get stronger and faster, because, like, after the first one, they said get stronger and faster, you'll be good. And I did that exact thing and broke the other one. And I'm like, what do y'all what am I not doing? You know what I mean? So then like that kind of, I reloaded the whole path, the little program, did it again. And then now I was bulletproof. I was like, I can't break them again. They both broken. Like they got,
you got the hardware in there. We good now.
6 screws in the plate, both sides, brother. We are good. So that's the only thing holding me back. And I feel like a receiver, we're susceptible to those little injuries in them shoulders and stuff. So I kind of realized, hold on, I need to beef up here a little bit. I need to get a little stronger up here, be a little core, get a little more tighter when I and you fall. You can, brace that thing. So I kind of elevated my game even more, taking that time off. And then that kind of helped me get through that adversity for sure.
That's what's up.
Shoulder injuries, man. Do you have a favorite memory from your time at Montana State, game or moment that stands out? Like maybe a big play or a big game that you guys won, anything?
I would say my highlight game, probably NAU. That one was fun. I had like 7 for 150, 3 tubs or something like that.
3 tubs.
That was nasty. But it was like, it wasn't NAU, it was Northern Colorado. So it was like, it was like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Damn who it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was probably one of my favorite games, but like as a actually me balling out, but one of my actual favorite games was Sam Houston playoff 2021.
The national
that
championship
game.
Yep.
Crazy story about this game. We get there, we get to the airport. There's something wrong with our plane, right? So they delay us. So we're there for like 4 hours. Next thing you know, they're like, okay, we're gonna have to fly you guys out way later in the day. So we're like, okay. So they take us back to the school. We eat,
damn.
Right? We get there. We get back to the airport. They're saying, okay, we got another delay. So we flew out of Bozeman at like maybe 10.
Was it weather?
10, maybe
like
11
snow and
o'clock
stuff?
at Friday night. Huh?
Was it weather, like snow and stuff?
No, it was something with the plane door or something. I swear, bro, like something crazy. And we were flying, Allegiant or some random little flight like that.
We used to do like Sun Country or something.
Yeah, like come on, them seats don't even go back, But so then we're sitting there, we got the bands out, we're working out in the terminal trying to get it in. So we get to Sam Houston or Houston at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. But we have a night game. So we're like, okay, cool. We get out there, we go up. We're defending national champions, right? They're number 1 in the country at this time. And we go up there 21-0 like that. I throw the little Philly special. I had a little slot fade early after a pick. Like first possession, they throw a pick. I roll out there. It's slot fade. Man, tough. I'm like, oh shit! Like this is crazy, So once I that game, and then we played an absolute team game. And it was one of the funnest games ever because offense, defense, special teams, we all were hooping. And it was like, oh yeah. And this was right after Matt left. This is right after Matt left. So like this is
Oh,
Tommy's first game.
McKay. I forgot
This is
about
Tommy's first
that.
game, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our quarterback left, and Tommy, we're like, all right, freshman Tommy, let's go. And he goes out there and goes nuts. And we're like, oh, we're going all the way. We're going all the way.
That boy gonna be special. And that was 16, number 16, Tommy Malott.
Number 16, Tommy. Come
Man,
on.
hey, so wait a minute though. Don't gloss over that, because I've never really gotten the background story on that. What was that like? Did McKay have a conversation with y'all? What happened? Tell us what happened.
No convo.
He just left?
Combo. He just left. Him and the OC were kind of beefing because he thought he should have been doing this, and he thought he could be making him better here and there, right? But like they had a little beef. I don't know, I really don't know the details. I wish I really did, but
yeah,
I just know he wasn't really happy and confident in his situation, and that Montana loss.
I mean, man, that's some soft ass shit, man.
That Montana loss versus y'all hit our program so hard, because that was the first time in history we could have went 5 in a row.
Yeah, right.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, we are the Grizzlayers at this point.
That was huge for us, bro. It was detrimental for y'all. Huge for us. We were yo.
Right? So that one, and then you're gonna have to answer to some people why we couldn't complete a damn pass.
Absolutely.
We couldn't complete a pass out there. They were blitzing the house, couldn't block nobody. We running wrong routes. He's throwing the wrong ball here and there. It's like, yo, what's going on? And he was already kind of tapering down in his play, because we got in a close game with Idaho the week before, like down to the wire. And then I think we played Eastern pretty tight as well. So it was like, come on,
So you saw the signs. You saw the signs.
A little bit, but like when he left, we were like, yo, what are we supposed to do?
Here's a question. Do you guys get to the Natty if McKay stays?
I think. Because Tommy did some special stuff in
Tommy's special, bro. I mean, we know what Tommy's careers look like.
And
now,
I think, honestly, no, because no one had film on Tommy. So they didn't really know what to do. No one knew.
Right.
It was like, do you want to put a spy? Do you want to, stay in coverage?
You can put a spy. He going to outrun him anyway.
Right. And then Lance was already at 1,000 before the season was even up. So it was like, yo, how we going to double team here? What are we going to do? And I was in the slot. It was like, we had some dudes. Isaiah Fonze was hitting it. So we were like, yo, we had a little squad with Tommy back there for sure. So I don't know, but I think we would have competed in the Natty if he stayed.
Because
Tommy breaks his ankle.
Yeah.
Like, Matt McKay could have came in and saved the day. Yeah. He could have saved the day. Maybe you bench him. Maybe coach, you bench him. Put Tommy in. And then next thing you know, Tommy get hurt, you go, boom, Matt, go save the day. And he goes out and goes crazy, and we win the Natty versus. But I don't know. You don't know.
But. So what did Vegan and what did the OC say when McKay left? Like, did they have a team meeting and hey guys, like,
we had a team meeting.
What was that like?
We had an offensive meeting, and we were talking about how Tommy's gonna now be the guy. Because we had Tucker Rovick at the time, but we were like, you know what? I think it's better for us to use Tommy, because then we can have that dual threat ability.
Absolutely.
So we were like, okay, cool. And at the time, I was kind of cool with it because they brought Tommy over to our receiver room, and I'm like, yo.
Get out of here.
Hey,
there's not a lot of balls to go around anyway.
I'm like, yo, Lance getting about 10. I'm getting 3 or 4. So I don't know where Tommy gonna get these.
Motherfuckers start doing the math. You start doing the math like, hey, there is not enough passes in this offense to go around.
I'm like, oh, you want to give him the jet sweep now? I'm the jet sweep. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was cool with it. I'm like, Tommy, let me know. I knew he had a deep ball on him too. So I'm like, let me go deep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's dope, man. So then, kind of moving forward, was playing professionally always a goal of yours when you got to Montana State? And what did the process look like for you when college football was coming to an end?
I think, I think it became real kind of once my senior year started going well, right? Because I had 2 injuries, man, and I'm sitting here like, yo, come on, man. Like, I know I'm seeing dudes that I came out with in high school that are league. Connor Weddington, Savon. I'm sitting here watching dudes like, yo, these are guys in my class, and they're signing contracts. And I got a whole year left. I'm like, hold on, Willie. Wait, let me lock in. And I think that was kind of where I saw myself be able to, after that Northern Colorado game, I had 2 agents hit me up like, yo, what's up? You trying to go to the NFL? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I can, And that was saying I wanted to go to the NFL, definitely out of high school. Everybody wants to dream for
absolutely.
it, but reality hit when these injuries started stacking, and I'm like, oh, I got 2 years to my name rather than some of these dudes I see that got a plethora of career.
And you start to think about the offense you're in. Am I going to get the passes that I need to even have the resume to get there?
So I'm sitting here like, how can I do this? And reality's sticking in, and I'm like, okay, I know. So I knew I needed to have a really good pro day if I had a chance, but it was like I knew it was going to be a slim, undrafted, maybe CFL for sure, but I definitely wanted to play professional.
Did you ever think about transferring or anything? In those times, was because obviously the transfer portal started in 18, right when you got into college. Was that ever an opportunity?
Really, man. Like we looked at at Montana State, we looked at transfer portal shit as like you're weird. Like we have literally the best facilities, fans. We thought like, where are you gonna go that you're gonna get something better than this?
Unless you're on P4, G6,
right? And honestly, I had one offer out of high school, so I'm sitting here like, Who's gonna call me? I didn't get no calls, and I had 8,000 yards and had no calls.
A lot of kids could use your mentality. I'm
like, I'm sitting here and getting it in, bro. I think I'm gonna just build something that'll last a lifetime, right? So that was kind of my goal.
You had to, bro. You know what? We asked some more of this. You had to feel somewhat slighted by like the Idaho states and the Portland states and like the northern, because you're like, bro, y'all not good. No. Like, and I couldn't get an offer. Like, what's good with y'all?
Hello?
Yeah. Literally, Eastern offered me a preferred
I guess at the time, Eastern was pretty nice. Eastern was pretty nice at the time.
Bro, I was the best player in the state at that time, if not top 5. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, Eastern, no? And then Central, D2 offered me a 50. And if y'all don't know this, my dad at Central is the all-time leading rusher there. All time.
Wow.
From 1984, that shit ain't been broke. Like 2 years, he's got like 4,000 yards in 2 years rushing.
Damn,
you know what I mean?
He was
something crazy. So like, I'm sitting here like, my dad is in the Hall of Fame twice, and y'all ain't gonna give me no money, and I'm the kin folk of them. Like
you're like spit on them.
I felt disrespected when Central said 50%. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to Montana State because Montana State only offered me a 50 when I got there. I was on a 50%.
That's D1 though. D1.
I was like D1.
Central Washington.
Right.
Yeah. Bro, what's up, man?
That at 4,000 in 2 years? Oh my goodness. He was getting
something
fed.
Like that, bro. He was getting
fed.
Hold up. We're not going to gloss over this fact that Montana State's out here getting bargains, bro. What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
What is
Lance
going
on a 75,
on,
max 75 his whole career. You on a 50? Like, yo.
Bro.
Yeah.
Kevin Cass is a walk-on. Like, yo, what is going on out here?
100%, bro. Like, it was so crazy when they broke down my deal. I'm like, hold on. What? I'm 50%. I got to pay for books, but not for this. But I got to pay for this, but not for this. But all right, I'll come. Yeah. Shoot, it sounds good. You know, they're breaking the money down. Something crazy. Cho was doing it. Like,
he was finding a way. So one thing I want to cut in here. I want to get into your pro career, but I do want to touch on you were during the NIL era, 21 and 22. Did you get anything? Did you make any money?
Yeah, I did for sure.
Okay.
I had 2 different deals. I had one with R-Bar, and then I had this other one. I can't remember. Where was it at? Some like chiropractors or where I was able to get these chiropractor appointments, this and that. But the biggest one was I was on the R-Bar commercial. So I was able to I did it 2 years in a row. And like the second year I was paid more money for it as well. So like that was one of the coolest things, man. I was getting money for just being, rocking the number 11 on the shirt, like, come on.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was like to see the money that I was getting and then hearing what these kids are getting now, I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Boy, what I would have done with some of that bread.
Look, I'm not a pocket counter, but like,
I mean, neither.
Taco got to be getting some bread, bro.
Hey.
He's good, bro.
Hey.
Bread. Just know it's bread.
Bro.
No, yeah, he's really good. And it's funny, too, because he came in, and I'm like, oh, he's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready right now. He's ready right now. Out of high school.
Player of the year.
Yeah, he was ready right now. So, like, when he came in, he had hands. He had separation at the top of his routes. He knew the playbook. I'm like, okay. And he was quiet, humble. Yeah. No, didn't say a word. It was just ready to just soak it up.
He ain't like that no more. I'm gonna just say that he ain't like that no more. He was humble. He was humble then. He ain't humble no more. Which all credit to him. He's the national champion.
Right?
I mean, that boy got that shit done. But
Come on.
he is not that no more. He said,
So we gotta get the backstory. So
Sam
is an analyst, and he can be.
Oh
critical.
no, I seen it.
Yeah, no, he can be critical. And Taco, when he won the national championship, said, "Yeah, motherfucker." And what? And what?
What was that? What was that? What was that shit you said? What was that shit you said earlier this year?
What was that shit you said? Yeah. Say that now. So
I can't. Hey, I can't say nothing to him, bro. You got it, big. You got it, big bro. You got it.
Right.
You
I was a senior when he was a freshman, so like that's kind of that's my dude I took under the wing. So seeing him do this, right, what he's doing, I'm like, that's what I wanted. MSU, you go to MSU, you see the receivers eating. Like that's what I really wanted to leave behind. Where it's like, yo, it's cool to be a receiver at Montana State now. Like, it's kind of fun. Like that's it. You know?
Also, too, I think the offense is way more balanced now. The system you played in with Choate, definitely, and then even the early Vegan days was like heavy run. With Sturbick, I feel like they're super balanced. A lot of drop back. They're passing a lot of RPO. Like their offense is sick, man. I feel like the system was a little different than what you guys had.
Oh, 100%, bro. Like, but you got to think we had probably like the best running back to come through Montana State. Like Isaiah Fonte literally has the career rushing record. So like,
you got to feed him. You got to feed him.
You got to.
Didn't even finish
you have to, bro. And like, honestly, too, you got Tommy running for 1,000, and then the year before that, you have Troy running for 1,000 at quarterback.
Chambers too. You guys had Chambers too.
You got Sean Chambers. It's like as a coach now that I see through high school football. QB run game is probably the hardest thing to guard in all of football. Oh, yeah.
Plus one run game, man.
Oh, my God. So might as well run QB power and follow that running back. I'm with you. You know, I see why they did it now.
Put that defensive end in conflict. That zone read option. Hey, defensive end better be athletic or he's swimming.
Yeah. I'll talk about this after. Well, actually, no, that we're on the topic. You talk about high school football. I'd imagine maybe at some point we'll see you rocking Navy with the cross with the big B. I don't know. I've seen a change.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I seen a change down there into the Tacoma coaching community that where you coached last year. The coaches moved on to Bellarmine. So I figured, hey. We'll talk about your pro career now. You began your professional career playing for the Rainfire, where you helped your team win the European League of Football, the league title.
Yeah.
What was your first season like playing football overseas, and was it everything you imagined it would be?
Honestly, I had no clue what it was going to be, right? I had no idea they even played football over there. So once I got over there, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I thought I had to try out. And their first practice, they're like, Willie, you with the ones. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, you ones, line it up. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, all right. Like, and the dude's in line with me. The little German dude's like, yeah, go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you the guy. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, I'm supposed
they looking
to be
at
the
Americans
dude.
like, nah, they know what they doing.
Exactly. But, hey, Tetraman, his name's Nathaniel Robitaille. I go out there, right? He's the talk of Europe, man. He's been over at Europe for maybe 3-4 years before me. And he told me, one of the biggest advice, he said, you got to be ready for 70 plays straight. On the, like, ready to go. There's no time you can be off because there's only 4 Americans out here. 2 on offense and 2 on defense, right? So if I don't have one of those Americans, I am at a disadvantage. A lot of guys go over to Europe and think it's sweet, right? And they're like, oh, I can tap my helmet and come off after a fade ball. No. Now your A quarterback does not have an American receiver out there. And now you have your next European getting locked up by an American corner. So, like, I realized, oh, shoot, I got to be the guy all times at all plays. Like, I got to be open every time. Like, there's no reason to not be. So, like, that was one of the biggest adjustments to me. I'm sitting here like, I've been able to, maybe have a guy back me up that's good or not good enough to keep. There's no drop off, I would say.
It's a precipitous drop off when you go out, huh?
Speed, agility just went boom for the whole team, right? So it's like, oh, hold on, I got to be ready. So, like, that was one of the coolest things. I get over there and, man, like, being able to be the guy again, that was what I was looking for. That was what I was looking for. I've been grinding it out, blocking all this. No, Willie, you're getting 15 touches. I'm like, ooh.
Thank you, God. You heard my prayers. You heard
Give
my
me the rock.
prayers.
Give me the rock. Let's go. Let's spin that thing, bro. So like, I
Man.
loved it. My first, and we had a freaking squad. Like, I walked in. I got so that Nathaniel Robitaille, he got hurt week 6. I come in week 7, and I have 7 games left. I had maybe 10 touchdowns, bro, in 7 games. Like going absolutely nuts. Had like 500 yards, going crazy, 400 yards rushing, almost 1,000 all-purpose in 7 games. I'm sitting here
They
like,
letting you run the ball
yo,
too?
bro, I was getting jet sweeps, everything. I was getting bubbles. I was getting the handoffs. It was lit. So like,
Hey,
it
we
was
need
so
you
fun to
everywhere.
go over there. But my experience was blessed because I came into a team. They were 7-0. They were already 6-0. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we just rode it all the way, went undefeated, and won the whole thing. And I'm sitting here like, whoa. I just went from Montana State, Pro Day, Germany. And I'm like, yo. And now we're undefeated. I'm like, my first game, I flew in on a Thursday, practiced on Friday, bus to Paris.
Ooh, how long
10
is that trip?
hours.
Ooh.
10 hours on that thing. I'm sitting here.
Whoa.
They're sitting here like, all right, we're going to meet at the bus on Saturday. I'm like, okay, we're going to go to the airport. They're like, no. I'm like, I haven't bused to a football game since high school.
High
What
school,
y'all
man?
talking about?
What?
It's like, what? So I'm sitting here like, okay, whatever. And then we go there, and next thing you know, I'm playing under the Eiffel Tower. I
Oh
was
my
just in Bozeman
gosh.
2 months ago. I was in Bozeman, Montana. Now I'm in Paris playing it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like
Yeah,
it
man.
was, it matured me so much as like a man, just going over to Europe and just being able to experience life, but also play
Yeah.
football. Like, man, it was such a blessing being able to do this.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
That's
yeah,
special,
man.
man. What was
It really is.
what was it like trying to get used, like, do you know any German? Like,
No,
do people
no.
speak a lot of English over there? Like,
Dankeschön,
what was all
Dankeschön,
that like?
bitteschön, bitteschön, Dankeschön. That's like thank you and please, I think.
Yeah.
Ein, drei. I don't even know no more,
Do
man.
they speak a
It's
lot of
so
English,
hard.
or is it all German over there?
So with almost everyone in Europe, their schooling system, they have to know 3 languages by the time they're done with technically high school, right? So
Damn,
they
that's a
learn
lot.
their home language, and then they learn English, and then
Mm-hmm.
they get to pick in high school whether it's French or Spanish or whatever they're at, right?
Yeah.
So when I get over there, I'm speaking English and they're speaking it right back, right? So
Oh
that was a
man.
really cool thing. But then the next year, I go to Spain, and it's
Oh
the
Yeah.
complete
yeah.
opposite. They're like, nope, no English. We don't
You're
like
gonna
English
learn
here.
You're gonna learn our language.
Yep. So I had to learn some Spanish and get my Google Translate out and really get to it. So that was one of
Wow.
the big adjustments too, going to Spain from Germany.
What
Hmm.
what was it like culturally? Because I mean, everybody talks about Spain, Madrid a little bit. What was it like for you in your experience?
I think coming from Germany is more just like a little buzz of the town, like your head down, focused on work. Like people are working and doing like not really smiling, I guess you could say. In
Yeah.
Spain, man, everybody laid back, chill. They got this thing
Fun.
called siesta, where it's like literally from like
Little
11
that.
to 2, you go to sleep. Like
Wow.
like businesses will close from about 12 to 2, and their workers will go home, rest, come back around 3 o'clock, reopen the coffee shop, and have coffee for the rest of the day. Right.
That's
So that was built
crazy.
Wow.
in the schedule of the everyday. So like, and then Sunday in Europe in general, like Sundays, everything's closed. Most likely. All your grocery
Yeah.
stores are closed. All your bakeries are closed. So like if you don't get your groceries by Saturday, you're not gonna get them Sunday unless you go to like a little corner store and get you a little something, something.
Yeah.
So like that life out in Spain, there was no rush to do anything. There was no rush. No one was
Laissez
ever
faire.
buzzing around trying to get somewhere. It was just like relaxed, chill vibes the entire time. And the weather was just beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
Beautiful. Bro, I
So
Beautiful.
used to be posting a pool in some sunshine. And I used to
What?
be like, boy, Willie's out there living his best life,
Living
dog.
it out there catching
Living his
touchdowns,
best
touching touchdowns, man, sitting by the pool. Ain't too bad, brother.
so
Whoa,
obviously
that's dope.
soccer's the main sport in Europe. How is football received out there, like from the fans and from the people? Like, how does all that go?
So like you said, it's similar to soccer in a sense of like the fans are cheering the entire time. Like offense or defense, they do not care. They're cheering. So like we might need them to be quiet. They're banging the drums every time. I'm like, yo, chill. But they're having fun. They don't know. They have no clue, right? But then I think the skills are where you'll see the correlation a little bit, where you're able to see maybe a good soccer player turns into a good little slaughter DB. But they don't make
quick
big
feet.
people. They don't have big people in Europe. It's just not a thing. They literally fat shame over there. So you're not going to get literally, bro. Like you don't see fat people walk around. So like, just imagine you're trying to get a left tackle that's not been big. He's just been bigger than most. He's not a big kid.
He's just a thick guy. He's just thick.
Kid.
He's just thick.
Exactly. So I'm sitting here like that's probably the hardest thing you'll see in Europe is to develop linemen because and that's the freaking game. That's our game. It starts in the trenches, right?
Absolutely.
So like they're trying to make it this flashy fun. It's like, no, bro. I need some big linemen up here. So that's why you always see like the Germans and the Austrians usually kill the leagues because those are bigger body people. And the French guys, the Spanish, they're kind of skinny, they're fast, they're not really big people. It's just their culture. So you'll always see like big linemen, even if you see like they do like these international pathways where guys are able to come from Germany and play in the NFL. Most likely every time there's some type of D-end linebacker or even O lineman. There's never
bigger
been
than everybody
a
out there.
German receiver come over here and do something. Like, no.
Yeah.
You're just not better than Buddy from Florida. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do to be having them knees like they got.
Absolutely. Are the rules the same? Are the rules the same? Or how
NFL rules.
Yep, okay.
NFL rules, right? But the only thing is like they're trying to make it European because NFL Europe back in the day, I don't know if you remember NFL Europe, right? Do you remember that?
Before my time.
Like,
I hear about it all the time.
Do you remember Madden when you could switch over those teams and they were random?
Yeah.
Back in the day, and it was random teams. Like, those were the NFL Europe teams. Like, Frankfurt Galaxy, Ryan Fire was one of them.
Coach Pease played in NFL Europe, Keenan.
What?
Coach Pease played in NFL Europe.
Right? Okay. So that was 98% Americans and then 1 or 2 Germans. So now they flipped it and said, okay, we're going to make it 95% Europeans and then the 4 Americans. Yep. But that has now kind of hurt it because, if you kind of miss on an American and this guy's nice, hey, yo, you're out of luck. You're not gonna succeed. And then you have certain cultures to where like you're playing Switzerland, they're not having any big people at all. Like they have no idea what football is, and they're trying to play against some big hunky Germans that had NFL Europe. They've had American football in their culture at least from the 90s. Where now these teams, like even for my team that I'm at Prague now, like it wasn't really big back then. So now it's like you're trying to influx this fan group and all these players to play football, but they're like, I don't really know how to play, but I love watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I would say the physicality is probably the one thing that I could compare it to maybe be like, honestly, like high school ball, bro. High school. Like it's not to put no shame on it, but it's a little glorified semi-pro, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because I'm able to travel the world and do all that cool stuff. But like, it's German on Willie. Oh, throw it up. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care. Right? But American, okay, let me tighten up. Let me give him my good release. But it's like other times you can kind of get away. That's why sometimes usually I see my highlights. It's like, yo, why was he doing this at Montana State? It's like, because these dudes was taking angles in college. Like, these dudes is not tackling. They do not want to hit me,
Also, too, like, there's no development. There's no development. Like, we're playing football from elementary school, bro. Like, out there, like, me and my wife, we were on our honeymoon, and there was this guy who plays soccer, professional soccer, but he's, like, in the 4th. It's like AAA baseball, basically. Like, he's in the 4th league in soccer. And they don't have high school sports out there. They don't have, like, that's not a thing. So it's like they're not developing all these years. They're getting into it like these guys are going to their day job and then going to play football. It's like it's way different.
They're paying to play.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Some of the dudes on my team pay to play. I'm like, you got me. No,
sir.
What? And you're showing up to every practice on time?
They love it. They love it.
You're like, yo, I ain't paid since Pop Warner, dog. Like, what are you talking
what?
about?
I don't even think I paid in Pop Warner. Pops was the coach. Like, But like for instance, like the development, they don't start until I think 14 years old.
Okay.
And that's when they start flag.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but flag ain't gonna translate
No.
really to when you
Absolutely
gotta smack somebody in the,
Absolutely
so
not. Absolutely
that's
not.
the thing is like the physicality, bro. You'll see like, he's kind of timid. He's got a little timid in him,
Yeah. I got
You
him.
know?
I can get him.
That's
Yeah, I see
crazy.
them eyes get all wide and you try to hit me. And I'm used to Ty Okada coming off this hip and taking my hip
Absolutely.
off.
Yeah.
And now you looking at me chopping your feet. I'm like, oh, you ain't trying to hit.
You hesitating, I got you.
With the
You
heads
hesitating, I
out,
got you.
with the heads out, like
You ain't trying to hit.
Yeah,
You trying to grab. I'm
that's
running through
funny.
that.
Oh,
That's
man.
hilarious, bro. Well, I'm glad that you're having a good time and like, I don't know, it's just cool to. I always think, and I tell people that played in college, and I've seen you have success doing it. I've seen, I know Connor went out there for a little bit. I've seen
Malik
Mitch
just
Fettig
won the
be out there.
championship. Malik Flowers just won the
Malik
championship.
Flowers,
Oh
right?
yeah, I saw Malik out there. Yeah, I did see him.
Yep.
He was playing with my boy Nate Stewart. Yep.
There we go. Mitch Fettig's been out there for years. Riley Hennessy was out there playing. And I always tell people, like, man, if nothing else, like just the experience to travel the world, right? And just to play something you've been doing. Like you could work forever. But the ability to play football, as you know, it's like your window is so short. So
Absolutely.
and kudos to you for being able to do that, because that's just a unique experience. I think a lot of college football players don't think about, and they're not even open to it. And it's like, man, to see your experience has been awesome, bro.
Yeah, and I think too, like one of the big things is I had no clue. If I would have known coming out of college, like I could go play in Japan. Like Japan's paying bread. Like
They
Japan's paying
love
real
football
money
out there,
over
man.
there. Even
Yeah.
the Italian leagues are paying bread. The Mexican leagues paying real money, like real good money. You can get off over there, like you're good. So like I think if there was some type of way to be, maybe I was thinking too, like maybe an avenue for me is like be a liaison for this league to where I can bridge the gap between some of these colleges.
Scout talent.
And I'm like, yo, anybody of these, like, I'm coming to these colleges, maybe Montana, say, hey, if you guys are aspiring to play next level and don't think the NFL is your way, hey, I have these 10 different leagues. Go ahead and apply. Send me your film. I can get it through the boop, and then they pay me, I pay them, and then now we got a little business going, right? So I'm seeing how I can now make my connections from what I just did over playing and maybe have something lifelonging over in Europe,
Yeah. So for the league you're in right now, what does it look for you to get to like Japan or like a Mexico? Like what does that whole process look like?
It's honestly word of mouth, just trying to get somebody to know somebody, right? And like what I tell people, I have guys in my DMs all the time, like, hey bro, how do I get in your league? How do I get in your league? And it's honestly find their Instagrams, find these coaches, find these players, and do what they just did to me. Hit them up. Like, hey, I got film. Here I am, right? Or it's like, like you said, like you got Malik Flowers out there. So like you want to play, you hit Malik, like, yo, Malik, tell your dudes about me, man. I'm nice, right?
Yeah.
And then next you know, you need it. But the thing is, there's only 4 American spots.
Yeah.
So do the math. 4 American spots on 12 different teams. There's only what? What is the? What is that?
I get it. But dang, that's kind of crazy, man.
Americans out of 300 athletes. So it's a slim chance for you to get in there, really. So
I get it, but that's kind of crazy. That's like the CFL.
Against a guy playing, is there a rule against a guy playing both ways?
Nope.
So you can play
to do some Travis Hunter stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely would want to. That was my next goal. Is like I played running back, I've played quarterback, I've played receiver. Now I want to play a little DB, get a little pick or something. That'd be hard.
Is it like that? Only 2 Americans? You said there's only 2 Americans on each side of the ball, right?
Yeah. So that's the rule, right? And then there's 6. So you have 10 imports on your team. 4 of those imports can be American. The rest can be outsourced through different countries.
Anywhere in Europe, basically.
Yep. So we had a couple guys from the UK. We had a dude from Brazil. We had a dude from Germany that came and played for us in the Czech Republic, right? So you can now mix match your teams, and that's the funnest thing about the league is where some teams, like, all right, for instance, I'm gonna ask you guys this: you got 4 spots. Where are you using them?
If I was a coach in Europe,
you're a coach in Europe. Right, you got your 2 on offense. Where are you putting your 2 on offense?
Probably Dang.
I'm probably gonna grab a quarterback. I'm gonna probably grab a
receiver.
quarterback.
I think I need a quarterback and a receiver.
Right? Have to.
Yeah.
Now, defense is where we can get a little tricky. Now we're
I need a pass rusher.
Yep. Somebody gets you a quarterback.
Guard me, though.
No, you're right. I need a pass rusher and a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to get to the
You can
quarterback.
move him around.
You have to be able to have someone like a Trent McDuffie, right? But that you can place on. Yeah, Trent McDuffie's. I get it. But someone that you could place on their best player. But that's why I asked if you could play both ways, because you can be Trent McDuffie on the other side.
Yeah, right. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But then that's a lot of snaps.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of snaps for my body, right? And now you're sitting here like, okay, Willie, you just
I need a little bit more.
Yep, right. I just went on a 10-play drive on defense, and now you want me to go run these deep balls? Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. But for instance, I think the double corner at American locks the whole thing down. Right?
Yeah.
Is it a lot of passing? Is it running or what? What does that look like?
Yeah, the league is very pass heavy, right? And there's some good European, German, the next best guy on each team is probably D3, maybe NAIA type vibe of a receiver. Not saying American D3, but he could probably play over here maybe. So he's not trash, but he's good. Right? For instance, we just had a dude, he just signed to Minot State out of my team. He's a little youngin', little 20-year-old, but he's nice. He's nice. He's going to be good if he kind of gets around the right people. Right? He's got some upside to him. So he got a little offer from Minot State. Right? But for instance, being able to play receiver out there is probably the easiest transition for all these soccer players. Right?
Yeah.
So the next best DB you have better be able to guard that guy or it's going to be bad. So you say you got your pass rusher, cool, but this guy, European over here, is kind of nice at receiver. You're locking up Willie, cool, but this guy's nice. Who's going to guard him? I might as well put my American out there. But we had a team that had a Mike.
Wow. An American Mike?
He was out there calling out our plays. No runs.
Oh, my God.
He was seeing power and trap right up, and he's up. You know what I mean? He's calling out the defense. He's got that leadership, and he was kind of a tough guard because you're going against now Mike in a corner. But then we played, like you said, Hamburg. They had a nasty D end and a safety. Now that's a whole different team. You kind of got a game plan. Then you play against Frankfurt. They had two corners. Now you got to play them a little different. So each team, you kind of got to see their matchup. It's like 2K a little bit. Where's your archetypes at? Right? What's your build? Okay, you got two corners.
He's a stretch four.
We're gonna hit you with the exactly. So it's kind of fun being able to play each team.
What about the playbook and the coaches? Are the coaching staffs all Europeans? Are they Americans? And then what
American.
is the plays? American? Okay.
Yep, American, 100%. Because it's our game at the end of the day. Yeah, it's our game. So we're trying to go over there and spread the love of our game, and to have a European try to tell me how to run a go route. Come on, bro.
So is your coach asking you? Is your coach hey, you show us the drill? You do this.
Yeah, bro. My last team, I was the receiver coach for sure. I'm running Indy.
Bill Russell.
I'm running Indy. I'm seeing stuff on film yo, coach, we need to put this in. He's like, ooh, yeah, I like that. I'm like, all right, let's game plan that. On 3rd and 7, I like this slant on the right side versus man. Let me get that. I'm gonna give you some rack after that. We're trying to game plan, and then just even special teams. We were huge at Montana State with special teams. So I'm setting up some returns that I remember. I'm setting up this raw return that I like. They're like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, bro, run that. We gonna score.
That's tough, bro.
Player coach.
It's fun.
Oh my
God. It probably makes you a better coach too. When you come back and coach,
oh, bro, really I had a receiver room that didn't know English.
Yeah,
and I got to get them to get out their curl in 3 steps.
I got to first get them to understand the American language that I'm trying to use before I
can. So I come back here and I got to coach a little sophomore American. I can now relate so much better to be able to articulate my words and
teach you to be more creative, to try to show them how you got to show it. You got to show them example. You got to get on the field and actually show it and draw it up and make it very elementary to where they can understand it. So now when it's actually back into English, man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Right. So like that's kind of like my little niche in a sense of being able to coach over here now. It's like I'm starting to see how effective I am bringing guys to their level of play at receiver, where I'm like, ooh, I had a kid from Spain that had no idea how to run a post. Now he hits a boop boop at the top. Like now he's rocker and stepping and winning. Like here we go. Now it's translating. So
that's dope.
That's dope, man. That is super dope.
And we would be remiss, right? While we're on the topic of coaching, we would be remiss if we didn't shout out at proroutes.wp, right?
Yes, sir.
Willie's coaching and route technician Instagram, right? And hopefully some of the guys overseas see it, so that way, you know, they're prepared when you get over there to already know some of the coaching points that you got, right? You're like, hey, look, 100%. I need y'all to catch on a little quicker. Right.
Yeah. And it's honestly too it's for people out here as well. Like I think a lot of the route god stuff I've watched. I know you guys have watched certain stuff where like, you know, I'd be like, oh, I can take that from that game, or I can take that from here. So like I wanted to get more. I've seen guys more like I've had kids pay me to watch their tape over the phone rather than come to a workout. It's a little different generation now, right? They're rather, you know, they'd rather say, hey coach, can you send me the workout? Rather than pull up to the field and get this work. So I'm like, okay, let me post these videos on Instagram. Let y'all see what you need to do, and let me know if you want to train.
Different generation,
so, like,
man.
Appreciate the shout out, man. It's cool to see this Instagram stuff, but like it's kind of weird. I don't know if you guys know, like the stuff that we did was kind of, you know, like I didn't want nobody to know my bag. Like that's all the work I've been doing. Like I ain't trying to show you the sauce, but I'll give it to you. But it's kind of hard for me because like I ain't doing it for the gram. But I now I kind of do it for the gram because that's kind of my avenue now. But like this stuff is real work. I've been doing this for years, you know. But I'm doing it for the gram now. I get it, but you know.
No, but it's growing the game. Like it's growing the game, right? And that's the way I view it. Is like I was big on YouTube. I was big on Instagram, and it's like cool that you could pour into people. And I'm sure you have people hit you up like, "Oh man, this drill really worked for me," and you'll see it in real time. So like. We're kind of in this influx age of like, we didn't want to be doing it for the gram. So it's a little cringy, but at the same time, if it's providing a service and if it's providing like value to others, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like do it to the fullest extent because you're helping people develop their game.
Absolutely.
It's like hard for me to hear my voice in these voiceovers. I'm like, Willie, like this is corny, bro. Like, all right, post it, Willie. Post it. Post it.
We probably feel the same way with the pod. It's like, weird, but it's like, hey, we get the thing that probably keeps us going is like people in the comments saying like, man, we really enjoyed this episode, right?
I love this shit, Keenan. I love doing it for the gram. I love being on the camera. I love talking. I can't. He wanted them.
No,
he is. Yeah, but wanted to give you that shout out because it really is cool to see you have success in that avenue as well.
Absolutely.
Nah, we used to be training. You know them drills, man. We used to be training back in the day. Keenan getting into it.
Gosh, hey,
bro.
You know, me and Keenan was beefing for a little bit, Sam. You'll know that.
What?
Yeah, man, I was
beefing for a little bit, bro. Tell me the story. Tell me the story.
So Sam, this is what it was, Sam. It was me being sensitive, bro. I own it. I own it.
No, it's me, bro. It's me.
No.
Accountability. As long as y'all willing to take accountability, I appreciate it.
So 2019, man, is Sam knows because I came in with that class, like Kobe, Jesse, all those guys, Germ, Justin, but Germ wasn't there, but Justin was there. And they beat you guys bad. You guys were having a good year, but they beat the shit out of you guys. And I was hurt. I thought you guys were gonna win, bro. And I posted some, and Willie's like, y'all didn't beat shit. I was hurt, bro. I snapped back because I was like, no, fuck that. But I was hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was like, man, you ain't even playing. Like, And I'm like, you know what?
Hurt.
You right. I have been hurt. I ain't played a lick in these games. Like,
but I was hurt.
I took it on the chin as like, if he's thinking that, and I grew, like, we literally trained together since I was 16. So I'm like, he isn't respecting me in the sense of my game on the field yet. And that hurt me to the sense like, let me turn up. Like, I'm not turning up right. Like, there ain't no way he should be saying that about me. So, like, I took it internally, like, I did. I was like, fuck Keenan. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you know what? Like, after sitting back and thinking about it, like, that helped me because I'm like, you know what? I need to be able to. I can't be saying FTG if I ain't made a catch in the game.
Absolutely, man.
I get it. It's cool. Like that's the doing that shit for the gram. Like I'm over here posting this about FTG, and I can't even stay healthy a season, let alone make some plays and even score a touchdown. And I'm like, hold on, let me get right, Keenan. You right.
Let me reevaluate some things. Let me reevaluate some things.
I own it. I own it because, like, as a older person that trained together, that shouldn't have been my reaction. And I hope, I hope you know it's always love. And I'm pretty sure I like double backed and apologized because I was like, yo, I was out of pocket for that. But
it's a young bull, man. Young bull.
I was hurt,
like
bro.
That's that brick, bro. That's the stuff that would like separates why FSP and like what we do is like we have that accountability factor. We're like, if you're not balling, bro, people are like, yo, what you doing? Like, what you doing, bro? Like, get off the gram, get to work, get on the ladder, get on them jugs.
That was the biggest thing for me in college was I wanted to have something to stand on, bro. Like, I wanted to be able to stand on my own too, and I wanted a resume that was respectable. Like, I 100% resonate with what you're saying. Like, guys being on the gram, being on social media, it's like, bruh, do something.
You don't even make no plays. You know, it's like you ain't making no plays on Saturday, and you want to.
What are we talking about, Willie? What are we talking about?
You want to post your receiver stance, and you ain't getting one ball.
That's the crazy one. The dudes that post the warm up, because you see it too. You like, bro, like what?
That jersey is fresh as hell, and it was the fourth quarter, fam. What are we talking about?
I was on the gram too. Like, I was big on the gram, but I also felt like, man, I earned this shit. And like, but to that one, like, that will always haunt me. That interaction that we had, because it just felt like I was so damn sensitive that like I got outside of myself, and I allowed the game to overshadow the brotherhood of like FSP. And I was just like, damn, like, bro, why you snap at bro? Like, he's just excited that his team won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I had to correct myself, because I was like, yo, as a grown man, and maybe I was unhappy with my position in life. Man, I'll be honest with you. I was checking somebody into the Nordstrom fitting room as an employee at Nordstrom, a year removed from playing in the Brawl of the Wild. So I'm like, man, he's right. They beat our ass. I'm sitting here checking somebody into the fitting room, and he snapped back at me, and I'm like, damn, I'm not happy with my life right now, dog. I gotta check myself, dog. Hey, on break too, 15-minute break. Legs crossed. Like, I'm gonna get him with this one.
Get him with this one. Oh man, nah, it's all good. It's all love.
Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate your us just reconnecting and being cool after that. Because boy, I was a salty, sad motherfucker.
But hey, people don't know. Like, we coming from somewhere where like we have no idea what this rivalry is, and then next you know, it's like it'll turn your best friends to your enemies real quick. Like, that's an absolute example of what that game really means. It's really real, bro. Like,
I remember taking a picture after the 2018 game, or maybe 2017 game, with you and Isaiah, and my face is so salty, bro. Yeah, my face is so salty. I'm just like,
that would have been 2018 because he got there in 2018, right?
No, that was when you guys were at home. That was 2017.
Yeah,
2017 was in Bozeman. 2017 was in Bozeman.
When you guys were at home.
Yeah.
2019 was in Bozeman. 2018 was at home. 2018 is the Miracle in Missoula.
Yeah, 2018. No, I couldn't find you. After the Miracle.
You couldn't find anybody. You couldn't find anybody after that game, brother.
You
couldn't find anybody after that game.
I was up in the locker room. Boy, I was gone.
I remember Keenan had a catch on the sideline right in front of me. I'm like, that's it, incomplete. He like, that was a catch. I said, yeah, it was, but that's it, incomplete.
I was in the locker room pissed after that game. I said, wow.
Hey.
Dude, that one
looking over Keenan, looking over at that receiver bay or that running back bay, like, yo.
Sick it out.
Get showered and get the fuck out of here.
I was sick, bro.
Did you guys even talk as a team after that? Like, did you guys come up together and say, yo, all right, y'all,
Houck spoke to us, but I could not tell you one. I couldn't tell you one word from Houck's speech after that game. I couldn't. I can
tell you what Justin said. I can tell you what Justin Calhoun said to the running back that fumbled, bro. He was talking some hot shit to him in the locker room. You're weak. Like, bro. He was hot, bro. And I was hot too, but I was a statesman. I had to be like,
elder statesman.
Yeah, I was like a captain, so I'm like, bro, it's cool. Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm hot right now. I'm tight,
hot,
bro.
bro.
Because I feel like I
That was
just
how
played
we were.
the
That was how we were, bro. When you guys beat us at home, I mean, at their that what was that? 2021? Was
21.
it?
But you guys had
Yeah,
a chance to win the
21.
championship, the ring. You guys had a chance to win the ring right there.
Bro,
That was
so
our
I don't know, me and Isaiah almost got him up in the bus. I swear, bro. Like, cause I'm sitting there. We didn't even complete a pass. Receivers weren't doing nothing. So I'm sitting here and
Yeah.
we gave the ball to Isaiah and everybody. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I'm in the back, chopping it up, maybe giggled a little bit. He get up. Why you laughing, bro? We just lost. I'm like,
Bro, I
shut
got a
your ass
story.
up. Like, you ain't do nothing anyway. You ain't getting hit. And he like, what? What? And then we got, you got the big senior in the front, like, hey guys, you guys be quiet. We got a whole season left. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, like he got me tight, bro. He just
Bro,
lost.
I got a story.
I got one catch to my name.
I got a story just like that, bro. But it's a little different. Like I knew we weren't gonna. Well, I don't even want to say that because we did win in 2021. But Eastern Washington and Keenan, not Eastern Washington, Washington in 2017. Washington in 2017. Keenan, remember this. So I'm on the we got beat down, Willie. 63 to 7, or like it was nasty. Like they had this is right after Buddha had left. So they still had Byron Murphy,
not Kevin King. They had Taylor.
They had dogs. We don't have to get into the roster. Browning was still. I think Browning was still there.
They still had Miles.
JoJo.
Savon was still there.
Vita Van was still there.
Squad.
JoJo McIntosh.
Anyway, we got beat down. We got beat down, Willie, and I'm having a good time on the back of the bus. Like, I'm a freshman. I played a little bit. I actually was leading receiver, if we want to be real. I had 34 yards.
What would you have? 3 for 20?
Yeah, 3 for 34. Like, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't crazy at all. But I'm having a good time on the back of the bus. Like, we all knew we was gonna fucking lose, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And our coach stands up and comes back there and is like, "Shut the hell up. What are you laughing about? What's funny? We got seniors on this bus who just played who just like this is their last year of college football." I'm like, "Coach, like, bro, you can't be." Yeah. And I love Coach Farrader. He's at Central Washington now. Like, you do, but like, bro, what are we talking about? Like, why are you coming at me? Like, we knew we weren't gonna win. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I think everybody knew we wasn't gonna win that one. That was a tough one,
bro. Yeah, that was. But remember, we played Wazoo that same year. We got blasted.
Hey, I remember, but Keenan, Sandry started it with the pick 6, and we thought, oh man, we might fuck around.
You guys got your lick back though.
We did. Thank God.
Which was crazy. Like
that game was amazing, bro.
That
game was amazing, bro.
Oh, I was at that game as a fan. I said, "Oh wow."
Yep. Hey, I'll never forget. What's his name? Curran, the corner. What's his name? Keenan.
Kyler Gordon.
Kyler Gordon. At the end of the game, when we're kind of like kneeling it out and shit, he's standing there, and he was just, he's about to go to the league. Like he wasn't really tripping on none of that. But he was like, damn, bro, like we're really about to lose. I was like, I know, bro, and I was like, damn, we're really about to win. Like, yo. Oh shit! I was like, yo, he did not give a fuck, bro. I'm like, yo, y'all are about to lose to us, bro. Like, this should not be happening. Like, obviously, like I thought we were a really good team, and we were, but yo, crazy.
He's paid now. He don't give a fuck about that. Boy, he's paid.
He does not care.
Pockets deep.
Yes.
So
yeah, that boy's Oof.
Okay, let's get a little bit on track. We probably had like just a couple questions left.
Yeah.
So looking back, what's something you wish your younger self, maybe your freshman year at Montana State, knew? Or actually, let's talk about after the injuries, right? You talked about that moment when you're in the field house and you're like, damn, like what's something that if now you would go back and tell yourself?
I would say probably dive more into some of the guys that I wasn't associated with, right? Like, you got your clique of friends, right? I think I should have got more out into actually some of them white boys where I'm like, I should have went out and kind of went to maybe, French Town and hanged out with my boys, or went to, Sunnyside or whatever, where it's like, getting out from my circle, because I had some really good friends, man, but I think there's some guys that I definitely didn't get close with as much as I wish I could have, because, man, this life's short, and I wish I could have got at least to just talk to him still, you know, because there's some guys I still talk to, but not really, you know what I mean? So I think I wish I could have just expanded my horizon a little bit more in Montana. And then honestly, bro, I wish I could have just really dove in on just like pure pro day stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like pure pro day to where it's like, I knew like my first time really truly running a 40 was almost pro day. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really train 40s as much as we think I should have done coming out. You know, I should have been working on that stance, hold on, let me close this. Oh, but yeah, I should have been just working on that stuff. I think just being able to, you know, working on my bench, working on my broad, just being able to be ready for that moment, or just have a baseline of where I'm at, you know?
Yeah. Wow. No, absolutely.
For college athletes hoping to play professionally, what's one piece of advice you think they don't hear enough?
Confidence.
Absolutely, man.
Confidence. Having confidence in yourself. That was probably one of the hardest things I had to realize that I didn't have as much until I kind of had a sports psychologist talk to me and figure out how to get my mind right. Because, like I said, it was tough to be ready for those 3 to 4 plays.
Yeah, man.
Working out and training for those 3 to 4 plays, and I dropped a couple, and I'm like, "Am I like that?" Like, and then we had a receiver coach that kind of didn't really help us develop confidence wise. He was really good on getting in and out of routes and stuff like that, but he didn't instill that confidence in us, right? So he kind of put us down a little bit. He was kind of tough on us, where it was like, damn, am I good? And that hurt me to where I think that's what helped me. Once I got my confidence, I was like, oh, I don't care who's in front of me. I'm trusting my work. I'm trusting my preparation, and I don't care. It's gonna come. The cream gonna rise to the top, right? So like that kind of is the biggest thing I always say to kids is keep your confidence, man, because coaches are either gonna tell you how good and or most likely are going to tell you what you did wrong or what you can't do. You dropped that ball, or you're short on that route, or you missed that block. And that stuff gets in your head over and over and over. That stuff can, you know, be detrimental to somebody, because I've seen the best guys come down to, you know, from different levels. And it's like, oh, you're mental, you struggle a little bit, you know, you don't have that grit, that belief. And once I seen guys that maybe not good, but believe in themselves, like, for instance, like, not even like saying Ty's not good, but whoa, you couldn't tell Ty was not good. You couldn't tell him nothing. He was out there like, what's up, Troy? Where you at? Where you at, Lance? Line it up. You know what I mean? Like that stuff builds confidence, and just, you know, you start to succeed off of that. Once one good rep goes, you start stacking them. And then I think that's probably the biggest thing. Guys want to play pro, you're going to have confidence, because no one's going to just bring you along. You're going to have to believe in yourself regardless of anybody, what they say in the media, what people are saying, who you're going to go against. Because like I've had guys drop down, or I go against a Bama corner out there in Europe. Came from Bama. That shit can either make you go, hey, oh God, it's Bama, or it's like, finally, I've been waiting for a Bama. Let me see what y'all about. You know, let me see what this Bama about. Like, is that your mental, or are you going to go like, oh God, he must be good? Like, nah, bro, you got to have that mental where you, like, I don't know. I think I read a little something about like, you kind of have to have like a narcissistic mind, in a sense of like, I'm better than this man. I'm a better human than you on this field, in a sense. Right. And that doesn't lead into life. But on this field, I have to think that I am going to be better than you, and I'm going to oppose my will. Right. And like, if you don't have those things, like, you're going to struggle when you meet a dude that he's like that, and he's going to check your gangster. You know, it's like, hold on, lock in, you know. So that'd be my advice.
It's the same thing with like a team mentality. Like when you're going from being a losing team to being a winning team, like shifting that mindset and becoming a winner, and understanding that no matter what happens, no matter what they throw at us, we are going to win this game, even if we get down by 21 points. That's like what happens when you're playing like a Mercyhurst, or you're playing like a Portland State. They might score a couple touchdowns, but we know, come on, bro, like we're gonna win. Like we all know how this is gonna end.
Right.
You gotta have like an uncompromising sense of self-belief.
Yep.
And that is like what's going to take you to where you're going to get to. And I think that carries into life too, in some things.
Yeah, definitely.
When your football career is all said and done, how do you hope people describe Willie Patterson, both as a player and as a person?
As a player, I just want people to realized like you could feel my energy while I played, right? You could just feel just the positive energy, the excitement when I played, the backflips, you know what I mean? Like you felt like you're smiling, you're happy seeing somebody run out there and run around and be fun and fast and stuff like that. And then just as like a person, I just want someone to really, I was selfless. I wanted to serve others. I was really big on leadership, and then just with the kids, man, I loved after the game having kids run up, and I wanted to make sure I took every picture. I gave them all my gloves. Like I just wanted to make sure that because I once was that kid. I really was. I was in my brother's games. I was at the UW games. I was at Central Washington games when I was that kid that was like, oh my gosh, like you're so cool to be a college football player. So like I want kids to realize, man, I helped that dream come true maybe one day where I was like, you know what, you believe in yourself. Like I shook a kid's hand that maybe he needed or hugged a kid that needed a hug, So I think just being that big leader in a sense of just in that community of somebody they can look to that's doing right and serving,
That's special.
That's right, man.
That's special. Well, do you have anything you want to shout out? Anybody you want to show love to or anything like that?
Shout out my cats, man. National champs to my cats, bro. Shout out to all my little bros going to get that big thing on that finger.
Yeah, man.
But honestly, shout out to all my teammates that came in with me, that 2017 class. We had like Troy Anderson, Lance, Callahan. That 2017 class, I think, really built something special at Montana State.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out to all those boys, man, because I think where Montana State's at is going to last for a long time because of something that we built way back then. So
started the foundation,
shout out to
man.
my guys, man. And honestly, the fans too, man. I go back and I get love every time. So like that Bozeman, Montana changed me. My family wants to move there. My mom misses it. My dad misses it, So like I love that place with all my heart. So shout out Bozeman, Montana, man, my teammates. Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Let me come on here, share my story a little bit.
Of course, man.
Come out here, talk, have a little conversation.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming on, man. We love it. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, even though he's a cat, we still appreciate it. We appreciate your time, man. We know we had slotted for an hour, but some of these stories, like, it's good that we had a little extra time to really chat and get to have the people, our audience, get to know you and why you are so beloved in Bozeman.
Sure. Thank you guys, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.